Hey guys, today we're gonna make a video how to get into circle track racing and circle track go-kart racing. This will be a 12-minute or a 13-minute video on how to. First minutes are gonna be on common misconceptions. First misconception is that you have to be rich. That is so false. I'm not even rich and I race. I'm not poor, but I'm not rich. Um, So yeah. Third thing is you have to have good equipment, You don't have to have good equipment, you can have a shit box and still win. Um you just have to keep your equipment in good shape and replace stuff. Like you can stretch out the life of stuff like rebuilding engines instead of getting new ones. I just started durable kart racing. We didn't even start rebuilding our engine because we don't need to. It's only one race after like every five. I don't know how often we're gonna rebuild it. Well, we'll see. But um, and another common misconception is that there's no friends in racing. That is so false. Now there are friends, but at the same time there are not. You'll make friends, but if you want to make friends with your fellow racers, race them nice on track. Um, Like, don't race them dirty. They'll hate if you race them dirty. They won't be your friend. Give them their space too. Like, at least help them out once in the race. Like, help them work on their car. But it's hard to say if there is friends in racing because sometimes everybody's different. You'll at least have some friends. Not everybody wants to be your friend in racing, but you will have friends. And give your fellow racers their space. Yeah. And just help them out once a race, give them their space, don't be up in their stuff all the time. Just give them some space if you want to be friends. Race them clean. Not all races want to be your friends, some want to be your rivals and beat you on the track, can fight with you after the race and spin you out, but not all races are bad, so racers, but yeah. Second thing is that first thing we're talking about money. Money is a big thing in racing. Everybody always looks at. A lot of people who want to get into racing who don't know a lot about it. It's okay. I'm not going to make fun if you don't know about it. That is totally fine. Everybody starts out not knowing about racing. Even the kids who come from racing families, their parents teach them. I didn't come from a racing family, and that's another thing. You don't have to come from a racing family, but I think you should really do your research. First step is research. You gotta do a lot of research. It took me a while for all this research. I did lots of research, pages and pages, um, looking at different things were, how they worked. For it took a while for me to get into racing because my plan changed all these times. Like mini wedge, at first I wanted to do first I wanted to do go karts, road course karts, but then I figured out they have dirt oval karts. So I'm like, I want to do dirt oval karts, but then I saw bandoleros. I'm like, how do I do those? But then I can't afford a bando. So, next thing is that, I mean, I could if I worked with my parents, but by myself, I can't afford a bando. Um, Durable carts, I can afford. Mini wedges, probably. Um, but yeah, budget your money. That's the number one thing. Do your research on what type of car you want to race in circle track racing. Circle track. They have the stock cars, the sprint cars, the midget cars, the modifieds, the little cars, yeah, the go karts. I race dirt oval karts, and my goal is to race sportsman stock cars, which are like late models. They have steel fabricated bodies. I think they're either steel or sheet metal, something like that. Yeah, but they're fabricated steel and sheet metal bodies at Berlin Raceway. Um, I love the Sportsmans. They're not street stocks at all. I hate when people think that. I used to think that, but then I looked at the rulebook. I'm like, that is more like a late model, not a street stock. It literally has a straight railed chassis that is custom made. There is no stock chassis on it. I mean, there's stock parts on it, but there's no stock chassis. Like there is a street stock. Well, street stocks, I don't even think they're in stock anymore, but yeah, there's no stock chassis. It's a perimeter or a straight rail. Could be offset. I'll have to check again, but so far I think it's perimeter. But perimeter, I think straight rail and perimeter might be the same thing, but I don't think it's offset. I'll have to check. But um, if you want to get a dirt oval kart racing, you need an offset chassis. And how to tell is one side is a curve, the other side is straight. This is because it has the LTO set up on it, left turn only. And you want to get used. New is too expensive. I don't care what brand of cart you get, it's already going to be like really, it's going to be like 2,500 for a new chassis, depending on what package. Like I have a Phantom Nemesis. We think it's a Phantom. It probably is one. It's like a Phantom. It's used. It's Nemesis. And it could be Laser AV, but it's a Phantom Nemesis to me. But it's used. It's in good condition. And I think you should get a used chassis or cart because it's super important. Um, I'd say go for 1,000 and under. They will. Those you gotta really. And when you do it on Facebook Marketplace, look up what it, like durable cart, and you'll find it. If you want to race stock cars, look up stock cars. You'll find the whole page. Um, but you gotta look at rule books. So you have to do your research before you buy anything like for your racing. You have to do research on everything. Write all down. Get what you need. I'm not perfect. I actually never knew some things like. I actually bought a large helmet when I'm actually a size medium to small in the helmet, so I didn't realize that. So I did make mistakes. Just like buying, I forgot what else I bought that I had to take back because it was the wrong thing. Oh, a neck brace. So I'm not perfect, but you gotta measure stuff. Nuts and bolts I never knew were so important until I got into racing. Well, now I know nuts and bolts are important. I learned all about fasteners from racing. I never knew they were so important, and they are. But yeah, so like you don't want to thread a fastener or basically a nut or a bolt. Lock nuts are used to mount the body. That's a good idea, but for the wheel bolts, use flange. Same flange are the best. Lock nuts, they lock them in, but you're gonna thread the screw unless you're mounting a body. Those are the best for body mounting. The lock nuts, yeah. You need to torque them that tight either. You'll torque them just like enough to where they're nice and tight on there, and they'll lock on nice for you. But sorry I'm not showing my face, but I hope this video gets some views. I want people to see this. Next thing is like find a racetrack you want to race at. And yeah, for stock cars, I recommend also getting a used one. But you gotta look at the description, whether it's a stock car, go kart, any type of durable racing car. I mean, oval track, circle track racing car. You have to look at the description because sometimes Facebook Marketplace is a little shady because if it says champ car for sale, for example, will trade for guns or ATVs. Well, don't buy that. That's a scam. Okay. You want to have one with a good description, and I suggest you should get some packages. Some people throw in like all these free stuff, or maybe just like extra cost, and well, like helmets, or it's like the whole race, like their whole tools or something. That's a good package. We gotta look at the description. And if you find a better deal, always like you gotta look every day. Um, I suggest 3 times a day. That's what I did. It was not easy. My dad found my cart I currently have. But yeah, next thing is don't like. I spent a lot of money on decals. I just use Rust-Oleum as a paint, but you could use just get the colored body you want because Rust-Oleum is all right, but it's not too bad. But you gotta sand it before you put it on. If you have a plastic body, so it sticks better because we sanded one side and it sticks beautifully, and then but we learned. So next thing is, you should probably like if you're a race fan, like I'm a race fan. I didn't think I'd win my first durable kart race, but anyways,